Hi, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Unmuted, the podcast by Big Karma, in which we go into the secret sauce of how the stuff we love is made, talking to entertainment industry insiders about the secrets and behind the scene. And Big Karma itself produces video games starring kick-ass action heroes who leverage their disability to win. And you can find out more about that on our patreon.com/Big Karma. My great guest today has been introduced to me by my good friend John Bailey. She's Santana Maynard. She comes from the world of VoiceOver, but also on-screen talent, cosplay. She's a multi, as the cool kids call it today. And without further ado, hi Santana, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
You've been introduced to me by your good friend John Bailey. Some people know him as Epic Voice Guy.
Yes, he is epic.
So I expect that, when I looked you up, I saw that you've been doing a lot of voiceover work. Lately, you're also an on-screen talent. We're going to get into that. But am I correct that your bio says you started working at 9 years old?
Yes. So back then, when I was 9, I actually started out as a singer. I feel like I've always kind of been part of entertainment in one way or another. And my family loved hearing me sing, so I got into singing. I like singing too, so it worked out for everyone. So
Your LinkedIn since you've been singing for 22 years and
singing
in
for
4 months, which I guess is a joke that it's
what?
since you were born.
Yeah, I've been singing for a while, and back then it was country music, and I've evolved into other genres that I enjoy more. But it was an adventure. I got to tour Nashville, uh, went to like the Nashville Palace there. I was a regular at one point. I've done music videos with Tanya Tucker and Jack Green and all those classic country stars back in the day.
And
I got a chance to open for Brad Paisley at one point, which was really fun.
when you work with those stars at that young age, are you super impressed, or are you not yet realizing how cool and completely surreal this is?
I think it's that mostly. Like I didn't really get swept away in like the stardom of it. Like, oh, this person's nice. Nice to meet you. Yeah, you want to help me sing a song with me? Okay, that's kind of my mindset, I guess.
You had that naivete that is refreshing. You were genuine, like a
Yeah,
child. You were not calculating.
everyone's a person. Everyone poops the same.
Where are you from originally?
West Virginia.
All right, all right. So, nice upbringing. No, not too much. It's not Los Angeles. Put it this way.
Oh
You
no,
were far away from the Hollywood
East Coast
sirens.
and West Coast are different anyway, but the atmosphere definitely so. Like West Virginia, very small towns. Everyone knows everybody. Um, Pretty though, mountainous and scenery's lovely. Wish people took better care of the environment there. Uh, but it's very nice. And then coming to California to live, um, big difference, but still great in its own way too. I like California for its own special reasons.
How long have you been living in California now?
So off and on for the past 5 years.
All right. My first time in Los Angeles was my first time in America, and my first five, and it was for E3 when it was that huge show.
Oh,
And I felt like, oh, this is so superficial, but I love it.
yeah,
And
right.
there was,
Yeah, there's an excitement factor to it, and
yeah,
like everyone feels important. They're doing something, and I don't know.
it's everything is so big
Yeah,
and creative. I still remember people with turntables on Venice Beach, and all around. It's not just Hollywood actors. it's also music. It's like
Yeah,
this
like creativity.
effervescence of creativity and talent from all around the world, because most of them are not born in Los Angeles. Let's face it.
Exactly. It's been fun. I've met a lot of wonderful people here, and yeah, I like it. I come out here a lot for the voiceover and acting in general. Um, and I bounce around a lot also because I go to a lot of conventions. I'm a cosplayer too. I love to cosplay. I just like dressing up. It's a lot of fun. And I have a little
We're
bit of
gonna get into that because we have a lot of gaming insiders listening to the podcast. So we're gonna get
oh,
into cosplay.
yay, awesome. Yay, cosplay is fun. You know, it's all about embracing your inner child. And then sometimes you can get paid for it. Huh, cool.
Yeah, yeah. You've been engaged by brands, right? To do cosplay work. It's not
Yes,
just for in your own time. You are a
exactly.
professional cosplayer.
I'm a professional person who likes to dress up in a costume. Yes. But you know, it is a very clever, creative way for companies because how fun is it? You know, you have like a video game and you hire someone to dress up like your characters. That's a cool way of advertising, you know, and it helps everyone out. So I like it. It's a lot of fun.
And I have a strong marketing background, and I love it always when we can project the digital world of our games into the real world. When there is that
Yes.
connection, that it feels tangible, whether it's through collectibles, merchandising, or cosplay is a great way to do it. It brings you closer from the community than just
Yeah, yeah.
touching on the screen.
Yeah, I have an interesting community. Some are there because, you know, I do cosplay and I've kind of intertwined them with, you know, my acting career. And they've been so supportive and awesome. I would not be where I'm at without them because this is all I do now. I don't even have a side job. So I just do this and do my absolute best not to live under a bridge.
And you've been doing also some cosplay comedy sketches, right?
Oh, I love doing comedy sketches. Yes, one of them I got kind of well known for was How to Be an Assassin, where I did Connor from Assassin's Creed, and I did a video with like a step by step process on how to be a good assassin, and it was really bad. People really loved that one.
Oh,
Um,
and I'm sure people at Ubisoft too. I had the blessing to serve for a while for Ubisoft, and the Assassin's Creed team really loved what creators and cosplayers were doing around the IP. They absolutely loved it around launch genuinely, not just for commercial reasons.
right. And also, you know, you never know who's going to see your work either. And thank God for social media because I mean, a lot of like projects I get involved in is because of my social media, just posting a picture about something or a video and that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I have even been featured in the official Rick and Morty comic because I cosplayed as Rick Sanchez, and I'm cosplay Rick, I guess. I'm canon, haha. First female Rick, yeah, I did it. I'm in issue 57.
Who are your favorite characters
To
to cosplay
cosplay?
into? Yes.
See, that's always a hard question because it depends on so many factors, like my mood, like what I'm doing. Because, like, if I want to go to a convention to just have fun, I want a very comfortable cosplay that I can just run around in and not have to worry about pieces falling off or ramming into people because my wings are too big or something like that, right? But one of the more fun, creative ones I did I made along with my friend. He helped me as well, and I did a girl version of Torbjorn from Overwatch, and I got to be in a photo shoot with Jessica Negri, which I was super excited about because I love her. She's very fun, and it was a good time. You know, I needed my friend to help me with the claw, which if you play Overwatch, you know what Torbjorn looks like. And he did a wonderful job with that, and it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
his name is, so he goes by Stark Mark II. Big Iron Man fan. He looks like him too a little bit, but
You've been doing voiceover work before. Do you do voices while in costume as well?
yeah, for fun. I like to also kind of role play the character that I'm running around in. Just like, why not? Again, embracing that inner child. But I can't say I sound a lot like a lot of people. The impressions I can do, because I'm not like John, that big voice guy, for instance. Oh,
Yeah,
something like that.
he's incredible. I've seen him channel Shaquille O'Neal in 24 hours
He
on request
he's a
because
parrot,
it's no
so
good.
he can mimic anything almost, right? I can do a couple things. Okay, I'm not as good, but like I have an Ash Ketchum I can do. Like if I cosplay as Ash Ketchum, um, I can do impressions of singers. So it's kind of random what I can do there. So usually when I'm auditioning on voiceover, I kind of make up my own voices because it's easier.
This gives you a range, though, right? That you can play with. Because
Yeah,
voice is a big part of, for example, I'm a big admirer of the new prodigy that came from Ozark, Julia Garner. And I've been watching the latest series, I forgot the name, on Netflix, when she plays Russian but tries to have a German accent. And I'm fascinated by how voice can really give you a wider range of characters compared to people who cannot play with their voice so much because it's a special skill, right?
yeah, but I think even more importantly is not necessarily being able to sound like a cartoon character or something like that, but it's your acting skill, right? So you can have like a really little voice or something like that, but it's like if you can't act, it's just not going to help you
Right.
that much. And I've noticed it seems like a lot of people that get picked for like large roles, they tend to kind of lean toward their more natural voice. So that's a good thing, I guess. Uh,
Yes.
yeah,
To convey emotions is the game at the end of the day. You have to convey emotions. So doing a silly voice might be a gimmick for a
it's
minute.
good. Yeah, but then you have to practice being able to act in your silly voice, right?
Right. You've been taking a lot of acting classes?
I have taken several, yes, acting classes. I feel like there's always room for improvement. Um, and even Epic was telling me like his friends that are really well known already as voice actors, even sometimes still take acting classes because you can always learn something new, and it's good to practice, 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 practice.
Right. It's like athletes or chefs, or you can always learn more. You're always a student. One of the CEOs and entrepreneurs I admire the most in my industry. He's been at it for 25 years and lots of success. Christian Segerström. He keeps saying he's a student of the job. And it's not just something he says, for PR. He actually means it.
Right.
It's like a doctor. You're only as good as what you learned
Exactly.
recently.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. 100%.
All right. What got you into voiceover in the first place? Was it
Well,
accidental or did you pursue it?
I've been pursuing it now. It all kind of goes hand in hand. Like when I started out as a singer, you kind of have to be a bit of an actor to sing too. And I got into acting through singing, and and I love singing. But I feel like acting is a little more. I don't know how to explain. Maybe casual fun. I don't know. Like for me, it's just I like it maybe a little bit more, but I like both. So it's hard.
Do you feel more under pressure when you sing than when you act?
I think so. I think so. Maybe a little more pressure when I sing. Voiceover, I feel the less pressure because I don't even have to worry about what my face looks like, how I'm performing. I can just, I get portrayed all through the voice, which is, difficult in its own right. But It's a little less stressful, I guess. But on the same token, I like to be in front of a camera too. So it's just a little easier, I guess. The voiceover, but not to say voiceover is easy because it's also very difficult.
It might be less. Yeah, I see what you mean. For example, I prefer radio. It's not that I prefer. I am more comfortable, and tend to be more myself on the radio than when there is a camera on.
Right.
The self-awareness kicks in, especially if it's on a set and you shoot an F up because you know there are people around waiting for you, and the pressure makes you more self-aware. And I feel like in all, at least in most entertainment jobs, the more you
Yeah.
allow yourself to be yourself and to be in the moment, the better it is. And that's where pressure sometimes gets in the way.
Yes. I agree with that.
But then, when you started getting those first voiceover gigs, how did you grow into it? Was it through word of mouth that people were telling each other you should use Santana, she's really good? Or did you go proactively into auditions,
I went
grinding
straight
your way into it?
for I went straight for auditions and just auditioning, and I'm still auditioning like crazy. Basically, your job is to audition until you can book something. So daily auditions, and through people that know me or have heard me, I've gotten booked that way. Um,
But it's
so
the
it's
exception, not the norm.
huh?
It's the exception, not the norm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, everyone makes it differently. That's what I love hearing people's success stories, how they made it to where they
That's why this show exists.
yeah, yeah. Everyone's success story is different. There is no golden rule. There's no straight way to make it, especially in this industry. Everyone has does it differently. Um, a lot of people I see making it are, they are friends of a friend, that they help them, and I think it's so important to have someone that helps you too. You have to do most of the work, obviously, but it's always going to take that one person that gives you that one chance that you need, and you never know when you're going to find that one person to do that. It's like winning the lottery. That person is your lottery win.
Right. Have you auditioned for video games like John?
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. I do auditions for video games, anime, all the things. I have to work, work, work. And what I don't book from there, I do a lot of side stuff like for my social media that helps keep me from living under a bridge. So, because I'm at a tough. I'm in a tough position right now where I'm kind of taking care of not just myself but my mom and dad. So because he had like a stroke like 5 years ago, and so he has to have like round the clock caretakers, and being the person like my mom just she does her best and everything, but financially I have to help pretty much support everything. So it's been very difficult and scary because I never know when my next paycheck's going to come in. Uh, and that's a lot of pressure because it's not just me I have to worry about. It's them as well.
Yes, it's forced maturation, and you are not allowed to be innocent for since a very young age.
Yeah, yeah. And well, people don't understand how much work goes into being an influencer or an actor or cosplayer. They just see the fun parts, right? Where, oh man, it looks so easy. I could do that. Oh, they have it so easy, blah, blah, blah. It's nonstop work. It's so hard. It's because it's time consuming too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Constantly
yeah,
being active and trying to be seen. And it's again just very, very time consuming. And nobody realizes just how hard it is until they legitimately try to do it.
yeah, yeah. It's it's really, really taxing. We were talking about that on another episode of the show with Brendan Gahan. And he was even admitting that even for himself, it's not his number one job. He's an influence marketing, working with a marketer, working with brands. But he feels he needs to create content to stay alive on LinkedIn and TikTok. And now he actually reached 100,000 followers on TikTok. So good for him. It's
Ooh,
working.
that's
But
wonderful.
he was telling me even doing that 2 or 3 hours a day and being confronted with the algorithm and why did this thing I was passionate about not do as well as this thing I was passionate about,
Drive you
and why
nuts
is
trying to
this
figure
guy
it out.
doing better than me? Yeah, and it's really taxing, and I can see it really too, and sometimes I can understand why the bigger stars after 5 or 6 years get into a burnout cycle because
Oh yeah.
the it's underappreciated. It's every day. You sleep about it. You dream about it, and the audience sometimes doesn't appreciate it. And like you said,
Yeah.
it's sometimes easy to criticize or even to just say, I could do this, but not doing it. And
Exactly.
so yeah, it's really demanding, and it's especially difficult to navigate nowadays because you have all these groups that you can offend. So you're walking on minefield sometimes as well, and you're just making a joke when you're a bit tired, and it blows back 10 times for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you navigate the haters? How do you deal with that?
So I feel like, knock on wood, I haven't had too many issues with haters. The trolls that I do get like in comments and stuff, I actually have fun with. I don't know. I banter back and usually make them end up liking me, and then I get another follow.
Yeah, because
You
trolls
know,
are just trying to be funny. So it's a comedy versus
I just
comedy. You
make
get them through comedy.
yeah, because it's all superficial. Like, I know it's difficult to not take things personally, but I think I've mastered not taking things personally on the internet because, like, this person that's coming at you in your post, they don't know you. They're just being silly. They're being stupid,
Yeah.
because they're bored. Most of the time, it's because they're bored or, got crap going on in their life. So they're just trying to find something to do. And so I
And they
guess
might
I'm
not
probably
even
gonna,
realize it's a real person on the other side. For them,
yeah, they
just the show, it's like talking to a video game character. They have no idea you might respond or pay attention or have emotions.
exactly. Yeah,
It,
yeah. People, it's disassociation or something like that, right? Like they don't.
it's like if we watch an athlete, if we watch the best NFL player at the Super Bowl and he misses a touchdown, we're going to say he sucks. But
Yeah,
we
I
all
know. Like they don't
know,
care about all the hard work it took to
yeah,
even get.
but we are all aware at the same time that he's
Because we
10,000
all like
times better than us at football.
we all like being critics, right? Feeling important, like our opinion matters. It's like why we all like going to a movie theater, right? And judging all the trailers that come on beforehand. That looks alright. That looks stupid. The actors have done better there, It's like it's just like a fun pastime for some people.
And it's a way to evacuate your own insecurity because most of the time, that's what I tell to people who have more difficulty dealing with comments. And I tell them they're not talking about you, though. They're
Yeah,
talking about them. It's like, how can you make it in this world if I'm failing right now? It must be that it's easy for you or that you had a handout or your dad or blah blah blah, blah. They will find a way to put you down because right now they feel down, and it
right.
often comes from a place of insecurity and depression. And
Yeah.
if anything, you should feel sorry for themselves. If you ever feel depressed, you should feel like, you know what, you hopefully you'll catch a break soon.
Yeah, yeah. I tend to pity the people that go out of their way to try to stir up stuff. There's this one situation that I had where this person was making mean comments on my pictures, and I don't know. I can't remember if I like tried to play along with them and comment back or started ignoring them. But at one point, for some reason, I just went ahead and like blocked them. And then they would make a new account and do it, and I blocked that. Then the third account, I was like, okay, this person got serious problems. What's going on? So I actually reached out to them in the DMs and I was like, hey, buddy, I know you're probably going through a lot, and I want you to know I'm here for you. Do you want to talk? And they were just so like caught off guard, and they tried to be mean at first, but then they didn't know what to say, and then I never heard from them again. So that stopped the trolling, and sometimes it just, I don't know. The worst thing you can do is to act upset, and I will always refuse to act upset online because I don't know you. Why do I care what you think? You know?
Yeah,
So
it's what you
like,
said, the best way to extinguish a fire is with water. So
yeah, if you
he
try to
wanted
fight
a
fire with
confrontation, he
fire,
wanted a fight. You
that's
gave
not
him
the point.
kindness and niceness. That's not what he was looking for.
But take it from a troll. When it comes to playing video games with my friends, I have often almost turned them into enemies because I'm a troll when it comes to playing video games. And if I win, I rub it in their face and I'm awful about it. And what I'm looking for is a reaction, and that's what they're looking for. So the second you give them the reaction they want, that's going to keep them around. That's why you have to do the opposite. Nice.
I was
Joke
the
with
same.
them.
I
Agree
was,
with them.
I,
Be like, oh,
I,
you think I look short and dumpy here? You're right. I look like an egg. And they're like, oh, you got a good sense of humor. I like you. That's my advice.
I was the same kind of gameplay when I was playing in my youth with my friends Tekken. Very competitive. I was the same. Mario Kart. I had to rub it in
Yes,
the
Mario
face.
Kart, Smash Brothers. I do a lot of playing.
And I gotta tell you, on the soccer pitch, on the basketball pitch, the trash talking is for the same reason, because eventually, if you get that emotion back from the other player, he
Yeah,
loses focus on the game,
yeah,
and you already won.
yeah, exactly. It's a real good time.
He plays with anger now, and with anger, you're not precise.
Exactly.
Any video game character in big games that people might have heard your voice in?
Nothing. I haven't landed like a main lead or anything like that yet. That is, say, the most interesting thing I've been in was a VR game from China where I play a mermaid and I sing. So yeah, so a lot of like you wouldn't even know.
So you're already part of the metaverse somehow.
Yeah, yeah. Most recently, though, not video game related, but I was in Annoying Orange. That's still a thing. You watched the
Oh
Annoying
yeah,
Orange?
yeah. I haven't watched in a while, but
Yeah, they're
now that
still
you know
going
that's still a
strong.
thing, there was a point
He's
where I
still
was really.
annoying as ever. I was in a couple of episodes of that, and yeah, just so I'm side characters a lot of the times. No main lead yet. But that is the goal, and that's what I'm going to keep going for. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I saw on your IMDb that recently, since 2018, you're landing, or actually, you're producing and acting on camera
I've
more
done
and more.
so. I've been a part of a really some amusing projects, and one of them was with Blinky Productions. They are a YouTuber who creates a lot of fan films, and one of the videos we collabed and done was Scary Terry from Rick and Morty. It was a lot of fun. Played Scary Melissa. I don't know if you're familiar with Rick and Morty, but the characters on there. So it was set like a reality TV show. And then I also played Satan in a Ghostbusters short that we did, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, so I've been in like a lot of like independent stuff and things of that nature. So slowly trying to climb the ladder of success here, you know.
Channeling your
My ladder
lyrics
is
from Game
difficult.
of Thrones. Only the ladder is real. Kids today, kids today call what people like you and me are multi. It's a new word I learned the other day in that you are multi when you're not just a one talent, just a one trick pony. You're doing many different things. Um, is it difficult to are people still nowadays trying to box you in or categorize you into things? Is it difficult when
It's like
you
stereotyping or typecasting.
yes,
That's it. Typecasting.
typecasting? Yeah,
I
Patrick Schwarzenegger, for example, was saying that in an interview they were asking him, "But are you an entrepreneur, or are you an investor, or are you an actor?" And he said, "I'm all three of them at the same time. I'm Patrick. Nice to meet you."
yeah, that's the
It can
funny.
be confusing for people, I guess,
Yes,
when you do so many things.
when you're doing multiple things, which you would think people would like more, but no, it confuses people. People want you to be good at one thing, and that's that. I don't know what people. I think people. I don't see. I do. I like to consider myself an actor who loves cosplay. So I incorporate a lot of cosplay into my skits and things that I do. So that's how I want to be perceived. But how I'm perceived, I'm not really sure yet.
And I love the way you put it, because it's like all things are nurturing one another, and that's how I feel about the expansion of my career over time. That at some point I was the video game specialist, and then when I started branching out and doing other things on YouTube or with other industries and getting curious about music, it kind of made me more creative and more inspired about video games, because the
Yeah,
thinking expands. And so all these things that sometimes might be like, oh, am I digressing? Am I drifting away from my goal? Well,
right.
no, you're just nurturing your personality, and all of it comes together, I feel, eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And, I like doing what I like. That's another thing. Depending on how fast do you want to go viral, how fast do you want your audience to grow, you have to sacrifice some things. I feel like
Mm.
depending on how fast you want to get there. For me, I've always done things that I like, not necessarily what's trending, which has hurt me in the sense that I'm not growing as fast as someone else may be. But I also get the best audience out of it because it's like-minded people that like exactly what I like. So I don't have to try as hard in the end either because we're all so similar at that point. Um, but yeah, finding your niche and figuring out what you want to do and then focusing on that is key.
But
And
you're absolutely right that if you it's if it's important to do what you like, then it's your passion. If you focused on growth and numbers, then it's what is the audience passionate about?
I think
Not
then when
you. You
yeah,
sacrifice yourself as it's a show,
yeah,
but it's for them. It's not what you're passionate about,
exactly.
because it has to be about the numbers then.
And I think those are the people that get burnt out the quickest because they get there. They're there where they want to be now. Now they have an audience that craves a lot of, gives them a lot of pressure because they have to go out of their way to commit to trends and other things that they want to see. And so it's harder. If it's not something you are fully passionate about, of course it's going to be harder.
Right, right.
But for some people, they like doing that and they can keep up with all the different trends and things like that. That's what they want to do. And good for them because that's hard. It's a hustle.
Yeah, yeah, and I respect that. I'm in marketing. I gotta respect that too. It's just depends on what your personality is, and I think that's the most important part. Are you doing it for the wrong reasons, or are you doing it for you? Whatever you do, if you're doing it for you, then I would say it's the right reason, because it's going to fulfill you and make you happy. As long as you're not destroying the lives or the moods of other people consciously, uh,
Exactly.
I think
You're
it's
not
fine.
hurting anybody. Yeah, who cares, right?
Yeah,
Do what you want.
your path to happiness. If you're not hurting anybody, I'm fine with it.
There you
I,
go.
I, And yeah, now destroying the old cliches about good-looking blonde actresses. Did I see on your bio that you went through university as kind of a prodigy, didn't you?
Oh, snap. Yeah, yes. So I was a singer, at 9, right? And I was homeschooled because of my career. And then at age 13, I actually was admitted to Marshall University, which you may know the movie we have now called We Are Marshall. And yes, I was in that, but I was just an extra. So, and yeah, 13, I went into Marshall University and I obtained 3 degrees and 1 minor. And I was the youngest to ever graduate Marshall University.
Yeah, you're incredibly mature since a very young age.
Huh?
You're incredibly mature
Oh,
uh,
yes.
since a very, very young age. That's why I use the word prodigy, because there is that thing about you, even right now, where you are wise beyond your years. And
Oh, funny because a lot of my friends would say otherwise.
well, it's important to have fun.
Yeah.
It's important to have fun with your friends. But the way you manage your career for I can tell you that when I was 9, 13, or 22, I was way more immature. And I really didn't know yet what I was doing. I was at 9 years old. I had no idea. I think I wanted to become a policeman or a cowboy, something like that.
See, I wanted to be a agent for the FBI. I even interned at the sheriff's department and got a criminal justice degree. And then I was like, well, it's gonna be real hard to go undercover if I'm like trying to be famous on social media. Like that's not gonna work.
You could go on the cover as a cosplay girl.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
very good cover, and that makes a good movie too.
I picked up also on one of your bios that you even speak Japanese. Is that fluent Japanese or a little bit of Japanese?
はい、日本語をお話しします。I can speak
Oh,
Japanese semi-fluently. I have a degree in it. It's one of the degrees I picked up. And I love to go to Japan. So I am always
you've
my
never
friend's
been?
tour guide. Yeah, I've
So-
been there 5
okay.
times. And
All right.
I'm always the tour guide for my friends, which I love doing. So
Did you learn Japanese because of your love of anime, video games, and cosplay?
it goes way deeper than that. I love the culture of Japan. I love every aspect of it. Just everything. Like I have to just sum it up at everything. The people that try to learn Japanese just because they like anime, I noticed did not make it to their degree. We had such a big class, but our graduating class at the very end only contained 5 people, and I was one of them. So people drop out like fly. It is hard. You have
Yeah.
to love the language and just love the language. You have to love it in order to really learn it. I feel like because it's difficult, and that's why I can't do math. I don't like math. So anything I don't like comes harder for me. Anything I do like, it comes real easy. I love it.
But I think you're right about Japanese and probably most languages. I gotta tell you, you get a bath to really get to fluent level, and if
Mhm.
you get a bath to it,
You gotta constantly practice.
yeah, you gotta have some passion for it and find out ways to practice. But Japanese, I have difficulty. Maybe it's just me, but no, it's just not just me. I met other people. It's difficult for us Westerners with the Asian. Um, Chinese is very difficult for me. Korean, Japanese a little bit less so because the pronunciation, at least, I can get over it with my mouth. Where I lived in Hong Kong for 5 years, and even giving my address to the taxi driver, there were small subtleties in
Yeah.
it was Bakwoy Shumsang, but sometimes they would tell me, no, it's Bakwoy Shumsang. And I was like, yeah, I'm hearing the same thing, dude. and
It's
that I don't have that problem with Japanese so much.
so Chinese, right? If you go up in your tone, it can change a word, right? Certain words change depending on your pitch. Am I correct?
Right.
That
Right.
that's amazing to me. Like, what if
Yeah, for
you're in
you,
trouble?
you are a
What if
singer.
you're in
That's
trouble and you're screaming for help and no one understands because your pitch is high because you're in trouble? So how does that work? I wonder. You know, the same with Japanese. Well, not pitch, but depending on how long you hold a word, it can change the meaning. So that's fun. So yoin and yoin, one means hair parlor and one means hospital. So if you're not careful and you're in trouble again, you know, you might just be rushed to a hair parlor instead of a hospital.
real quick.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I've really had moments where it was like my ear cannot tell the difference. But this being said, my partner at the time was Austrian, so of German language. And
okay.
when I speak French to him, there are sounds in French that to his ear are the same. And I tell him, no, these are four different sounds. Un. And he tells me, you just said three times the same thing. I said, no, I
Wow.
did not. So I love how culture plays with our brains like that. That there
Yes.
are things we cannot hear and say. It's like, you know, the colors of the rainbow that the spider can see and that we can't. It's like this
Yeah.
secret somehow.
It's interesting. It definitely is interesting.
All right, Santana, it was great to have you.
Great to
And
have you.
it was great to have you with me here today. Great to talk to you. Where can people find you? I guess on TikTok, on your Patreon, obviously, Patreon/Santana Maynard, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's it. That's
I'm gonna
great.
write under the screen. For those who follow us on YouTube, the link is going to be in the description below. And for those on the
Yay.
on your podcast, it's Santana Maynard. Maynard. I
Good job.
believe it's from French origin. That's why I spelled it correctly.
Is it? Oh,
It might be. At least one of my bankers in France was called Maynard. So
oh,
it would be
very
interesting.
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So what are the also other social that people should follow? Instagram, TikTok?
Yes. I'm on Instagram as Santana Maynard. It's just my name. And I'm on TikTok as Santana Cosplay. And Facebook as well as Santana Cosplay. And
And you
then
were mentioning you have a Discord as well, right?
I have a Discord, but the only way to gain access, it's a secret Discord of Doom. So the only way to gain access to it is to join my Patreon. But you can join even the first tier, which is just $1, and you'll gain access to my Discord. And there we're a wonderful community. We have so much fun. We play games every week with each other, voice chat, and just pretty much nerd out, you know, daily.
Same here at Big Karma. If you want to join the Discord, get on patreon.com/Big Karma and have fun with us and follow more about what we're doing and what we're developing, the video games we're working on. It was great to have you with us, Santana. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone to listening. And may
Thank
Karma
you
be
for
with you.
having me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I learned a new emoji from Korea the other day. Did you know that this is how Koreans pass themselves the heart? That's the small emoji for heart.
Do I have to do it with a certain hand?
The K-pop fans do it this way.
That's cool. I learned something new. Thanks.